Hey guys, Matt the Mortgage Guy here. I want to make a quick video talking about a very controversial topic right now, Zillow and their unloading of 7,000 homes, getting out of the iBuying space and what this means for real estate going forward. Does it mean real estate's going to crash? Does Zillow have data that the market's going to fall apart? They're going to unload this stuff before it goes, 50% down in value? I don't think so. I'll jump into it. Before I do, please, if you like straightforward real estate mortgage content from a mortgage broker who's in it all day, every day, having hundreds of conversations with buyers just like you, real estate agents just like you, please consider subscribing to the channel, like, comment, share this, do all those things that the YouTube algorithm enjoys, right? So, read a few articles on this, saw a few videos on this. I just want to give you my 2 cents for what it's worth on Zillow, basically saying we're backing out of the iBuying market. The homes that we currently have, the ones we've purchased, we're going to go ahead and sell those. iBuying market is not for us. What they did wrong, what they might not have seen, what it means for real estate, and first and foremost, let me say this. I don't think that any of these doomsday predictions are anywhere near accurate, right? Like Zillow is going to flood the market with inventory. The market's going to go into a free fall. Or Zillow has some special forecasting where they can see what's going to happen. They know the market's going to crash, so they're selling in advance of that. Let's really think about it. If their forecasting was any good at all, they wouldn't have done the stuff they've done in the last few years, right? When they opened up Zillow offers, I think they've been in the game for maybe 3 years or so. They had a model and they've got a ton of data, right? And they have access to people right when they're getting ready to sell. And so where they went wrong, in my opinion, is they're buying homes at retail and trying to flip. If you know anything about house flipping, and I've, worked with plenty of people who have flipped houses, and some of them are buy and hold and some of them are for sale and whatnot, like you make money on the buy. And if you look, it's not hard. They're in my market in Sacramento, California. When you see Zillow buy something at retail or even slightly above retail, they've already lost. It doesn't matter. You could point to it's hard to find workers. It's hard to find, good construction and that piece of it, right? That's a problem. And they probably failed there because they mismanaged that, or they didn't expect it would be as hard or as expensive to remodel a house, put it back on the market and sell it. But the number one problem, in my opinion, is that they bought wrong. You have to buy low, sell high. That spread is how house flippers win, right? And the best of them do it enough that they can get really good at predicting this is going to take $35,000 in rehab. This is going to take $60,000 in rehab. We need to buy it at X, spend this much on it, and sell it here in order to make money. Every single Zillow property that's out there listed not selling is because they bought it here, they rehabbed it, and they're trying to sell it here, even if they're not making money and breaking even, they needed to buy it down here and then list it here. And that thing would sell right away, right? We're not in a market where it's hard to sell a home. Any competent real estate agent who prices the home right and has got it, listed in a way where it shows well, these things are selling, right? In my market, I think it's 17 days on average. And that even takes into account some of the stuff that sits there for 6 months or a year because it's overpriced or it's an expensive home that always takes longer to sell, right? So I think $550 million in losses later, Q3 and Q4, I think that's their estimate, how much they're going to lose. They just realized, hey, listen, we're not good at this. Let's pull the plug now. Why lose another $500 million? When we can just jump ship and just realize we do other things better, we'll monetize other parts of the business. We don't need to be involved in this, right? And it's interesting because Rich Barton, CEO of Zillow, brought up things like, I didn't realize that housing was this volatile. I don't think it's volatility that's hurting you, bro. It's the model around buying high and selling higher. That's not a good model. I see stuff that should be listed at 525, listed at 590. That's a problem. And if you bought it at 560, that's where you started off wrong, right? You should have bought it at 470, put in 20K in rehab and then listed it for 525, the thing would sell within days. You can't buy it 560, put a little lipstick on it and try to sell it for 590 when comparable things are selling for 530. I mean, that's not that hard to understand. A simple guy like me can understand that. So they're going to lay off 25% of their staff. This whole division is just going to be wiped out. There's a bunch of speculation on what's going to happen with the homes, whether they're going to sell them to institutional investors. I know people who are personally like, I want to call up Zillow and buy those. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Zillow is going to package these things up and say, here's the 2,500 we have in Phoenix. Here's the 1,500 we have in California. Here's the 2,000 homes we have here. Find an institutional investor that's willing to put up, 300 million, 400 million for these, packages of homes, right? And they'll just get out and they'll be done with it and they'll move on and they'll do other things that will make them money. They realized house flipping is harder than they expected. The model they had built around it didn't work. And so they're just going to throw in the towel. And disruptors like Rich Barton at Zillow, he's the same guy that started Expedia, disrupted the travel industry. They're innovative people. They're going to take chances. They're going to take risks. He decided hey, let's give this a shot. When he realized it's not working, pull the plug. There's no reason to continue the bleeding. There's other ways to make money, right? And so 7,000 homes or whatever the heck Zillow's going to unload, a dent, smallest little dent. This is not going to be an inventory thing where there's, 500,000 homes listed in the next quarter and inventory gets righted. Now it's a buyer's market. I don't see any of that happen. This is just a small little sliver. And whatever Zillow controlled 1/4 of 1% of any market, it should not have an impact on either inventory. Likely it's not going to go to market anyway. It's going to be sold privately, or pricing, right? It's just not. So I'm sorry for all the doomsdayers or all the people that wanted to think that okay, Zillow knows something we don't. If Zillow knew something we didn't, they wouldn't have gone out and lost $500 million, right? If they were the best at forecasting real estate, they wouldn't be in this position. They ramped up this division they bought, just in Q3 of 2021, almost 10,000 homes. If they would have bought them right, I guarantee you, they would be able to sell them, right? I, for one, in past videos had made comments about they could break even or lose a little bit of money to gain market share if this is something that was going to be a bigger play in the future. And this is something where they're going to kind of condition consumers to say, hey, this is kind of a normal way to buy and sell homes so that later they could delve even deeper into it. I guess I was wrong because they're not delving any deeper. They just pulled the plug altogether. So anyhow, that's that. Any mortgage related stuff you have questions on, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. We're more than happy to help. GreatMortgageBroker.com. Go there, fill out the form, get in touch with my team. We'll contact you within 24 hours. Let us know where you're at, what you're looking to do. We're happy to help. Again, GreatMortgageBroker.com. Visit us there. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we gonna see.